You ready?
What up, y'all?
Beat that entertainment.
Welcome back for another episode of BTE TV. This is the podcast. We're officially back in studio. We haven't had one of these in a minute.
We sure haven't.
Today we got my barber, my 700-pound life star, soon-to-be actress,
Ricky, you're twice my size, bro.
my boy Blaine Parker. This is my barber. We had to get him on. He's an ex-homo. He's in recovery. And he does recovery. This is my boy.
Addict.
Yeah.
I work in treatment services.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk to him about just his life. Blaine's a wild motherfucker. I'm from Wayne Hills. Blaine used to run around Wayne Hills. He'd beat people up, suck their dicks and shit. It was crazy. You know what I mean? Like, nah, Blaine was wild whenever I was a kid.
Bro.
So today we're going to have Blaine tell some wild-ass stories about back in the day, about the past. Now he's successful, you know what I mean? Now he's successful. Look at him. Cuz onto Harley. Now we're Harley bros. You hear me? Harley boys. We're out here riding bikes together. He went from fucking sitting in Wayne Hills stabbing people with fucking broken bubbles to fucking riding hogs. You know what I mean? So I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, bro. For real, you really have. Like, you've come a long way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
I was a little bit dramatic, but yeah.
It was a lot.
All right, so
If you know anybody that's an addict or if you're an addict yourself, maybe tune in here and you might learn something. that
maybe
can
you
help
should recover, you fucking idiot. Be Blaine.
I like it.
That's
Be
how you do
Blaine.
it. You know what I mean?
Be Blaine. That's the next
Yeah.
shirt.
Don't be me. 'Cause I made all the wrong choices. But
But now you're doing good,
the
though.
new- Blaine.
be yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a truck now. You mean you work every day? You fucking cut hair. You fucking buy pallets and fucking sell them out at fucking the little whatever it's called, little meet and greets for fucking country people.
The flea market.
The flea market. Yeah.
I didn't know what you was talking about.
Yeah.
I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
So I mean,
Meet and greets country people.
yeah.
It
Now,
is, bro.
now you're doing good shit. You know what I mean? So
Flea markets are the shit.
yeah. Well, I ain't never
Legit.
been.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I ain't never
love
been.
flea markets.
So
Can't
bro.
go there. You're racist against white people.
Yeah, flat
You're
out.
not welcome there.
I told Blaine, I said, he told me that I can't say this, so I gotta bleep it out. I said, you got the N-word pass, because he got a black son.
Nah, bro.
I said, drop the N-word while we're recording.
Fuck no. Nah.
I'm like, Greg's got to fight him now. Can't believe you
Yeah,
sat
Greg's
there,
gonna
Greg.
get beat up on
Yeah, Greg can get beat up on his own
bro.
podcast.
Yeah, what the
Start slamming him through the brick wall. All right, so Greg, you got anything you want to? You can start it off, Greg. You asking, or you know what, Blaine? Actually, tell people what you do now.
I'll tell you. All right, I'll kick it off, and you can ask me some questions.
All right.
So what I do now is I'm a court liaison admissions specialist for a Cardinal Treatment Center here in Portsmouth, Ohio. What I do is, if you are a family member, someone you know struggling with addiction, I'm the guy. I'm the first contact. I come assess the situation, find out if you qualify for a placement, and then I move forward with that. I'm the guy you talk to get in there, and then I also deal back and forth with the probation departments, court systems to assist you with any legal issues that you have. Obviously, being a drug addict, you probably have some legal issues going on.
Yeah.
So you ain't busting people. Like, you ain't helping them bust people.
I'm not the police.
Yeah, you're just trying to...
Trying to get people to do better.
Get them off.
How do I get in contact with you about a friend who's an alcoholic?
Yeah.
We're talking about Greg. He don't meet the requirement.
I gotta be on the hard. This ain't the hard. This ain't hard enough.
Greg ain't got no insurance.
I'm sorry.
That too. A business owner, no insurance.
So how this came about, if you want to, we'll go into the area first, and how Southern Ohio is like the mecca, like the ground zero for drug addiction.
I want to go back
across
to the
the whole
beginning.
country.
How we all grew up with like everybody was on drugs. Like we knew everybody on drugs.
Yeah.
But go back to your beginning.
Well, we were talking a little bit earlier. Me and Ricky it's like I remember being a teenager, man. I'm a little older than you guys. I remember being a teenager in like the late '90s, before my time was even here. But like you go to any normal person's house, and like, hey, motherfucker's got oxycodone in the medicine cabinet. Just like everyone had pills, and they were like a normalized thing. It's like for here, people do oxys, man. That's what it was. It was like when the doctor stuff all came in, and it was so big here. It's like, hey, normal people that every day go to work, and you think it's like it's a normal family.
You want like the pill mills?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like these people are on oxycodone, and then so generations moving down is like us, and then you guys, and then the younger, from that it just moved on and on. So, like I was saying, coming into it, I remember just everyone having pills. Like anywhere you went, you could get pills anywhere, always.
So what got you on
hydrocodone.
drugs?
What got me on drugs is like I'll just tell you how my life went real quick. So I come up kind of a normal family. Like mom always worked. Now my dad was in prison most of my life. He was a drug addict and he was a criminal and he was always in prison and shit. But I had a stepdad. I had a really decent stepdad. My mom, my stepdad both worked. We always had everything we needed. They always took care of us. I had a decent life. I didn't go without shit. I was all right. My kick in for like wanting to use any substance, which was marijuana first, was just like being a part of a crowd. But me being, having the disorder that they call addiction, it's like I can't just be like a guy that smokes weed with the crowd. Like mine progressed.
Yeah.
So I smoked weed every once in a while. We drank on like the weekends, normal teenage shit coming up. In 2003, I was in a car wreck where I broke my right arm really bad. I almost lost it. And they prescribed me some pain meds. I was getting like Percocets and hydrocodone after that for a long period of time. I was probably on pain meds for a year, just taking them, right, normal. People would always try to buy some off of me, or cousins and shit get them from me, snort them, whatever. But I would just, eat them here and there. And I never really knew, like, hey, I'm getting addicted to pain medication.
Yeah.
At one point, like, I put them down. I didn't fuck with them. I didn't get them for a year or two. I didn't even fuck with them. My brain was introduced to it, and I just a chemical imbalance. I don't process it correctly, like a normal drug addict doesn't. So the first time I ever I snorted one just to be cool, just being like everyone else is doing the shit. Let me see what they are.
So how long were you taking? You said you were just taking them normal for a year.
Probably a year or two, yeah.
And then you were prescribing them
at 18, yeah.
For that long?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because they were just prescribing them to you.
They would just. It was really easy back then. You could just go in and my back's fucked up. They do an MRI on you, just start writing you pain pills here.
Oh, so were you dependent already?
I was beginning to be. I didn't like immediately. Like I said, from like 18 to like 20, I would get them and sell them, buy weed, eat a few of them, keep like the one I took for the day or whatever.
And then around 20 is when you
after that,
your
like,
first
well,
one?
like 20, 21, 22 was like I was just smoking weed all the time. I wasn't really doing the pills. Then you had like by that time, we're getting into like 05. Mm-hmm. Pill mills were everywhere.
That was the explosion.
So,
yeah, I remember.
So I started off like going and getting getting oxycodones written to me just to make money. Like I would eat a couple here and there or snort one or two, just to be part of whatever was going on. But I was just selling them to, get extra money and shit. Hell, you get $4,000 or $5,000 a month out of a prescription.
Yeah.
You're making a shitload of money.
My mom was going back and forth down to Florida.
Yeah.
Taking motherfuckers.
Yeah, so you could go up and hit a doctor here. You could actually hit a doctor here, hit another doctor in Columbus, and then you could hit a doctor in Florida. Yeah. And you could do that for a long time before anything ever happened. You could do that for a couple of years before you ever seen any type of bullshit about it. Mm-hmm. And usually they wouldn't do shit. It just one of the doctors would kick you out. Whoever was the most legit. Some of them just didn't give a fuck. They just give me the $250, write you the script. Yeah.
So after the first time you snorted one, was it different?
Yeah, it was different for me. It was probably it was kind of like it's really shitty. I'm not really a fan of just snorting shit up my nose, but I like the feeling a lot. Right, it changed changed my thought on what was going on for the day. So it's kind of like an escape of most drug addicted people are just not comfortable in their skin. Right, you're just not comfortable with what you have going on for whatever reason, and you're always looking for something to get you outside of yourself. Right, I could say like, well, I'm a product of my environment. I'm a victim of a circumstance. I'm a victim of the area, the opioid epidemic. I'm not. I'm a person that fucking wanted to get high and be a part of a fucking group of people, right? But chemical imbalance in my brain took my shit to another level where I eventually, later in the years, I got into crack and was a real heavy crackhead and got into heroin and stuff. But as far as like where it started with the pills, that's how it got going. And then also, like traumatic events will trigger stuff like that. So 2004, my dad was actually murdered, shot and killed in 2004.
Is your stepdad?
My real dad.
Okay.
So he got out of prison in 2001, and I went to stay with him. I lived with him from 01 to like 04, and I was always there when he got killed. So he got shot and killed, and it's kind of for me like people talk about that kind of stuff like traumatic events triggering things. To me, it just gave me the pass to not really give a fuck and really spiral downward. So that happened when I was 18. Like I said, I got, taking on this attitude of I don't really give a fuck. I quit like work, and I always had a job and shit when I was younger, like whether it was a fucking pizza delivery job or some type of restaurant. I always worked. And it just, that gave me the excuse to just be like, hey man, I don't really give a fuck about nothing.
Yeah.
And I just want to party all the time.
Yep.
So I'm like the guy, I can't party because I party till I'm fucking homeless and have one shoe and the fucking police are looking for me and fucking, it gets crazy. So like Ricky was talking about, just me being in the environment, I had all the resources to just be the mega fuck up,
Yeah.
And that's what I became. But after that, I didn't really process that correctly. Like the murder of my dad, I didn't process that. I just fucking used drugs, covered up. And obviously, when you just continue to use drugs, your life doesn't really get better. You just keep getting like shitty. And I just became okay with like, hey, my life's gonna be fucked up. Here's what I'm gonna be. And dude, I tell people all the time, I've done like a fucking 10-year fucking prison sentence in fucking Wayne Hills. I never left that motherfucker.
Oh, I know.
Other than to go to like Oasis across the street or maybe here and there get something to eat with my family when they'd come pick me up. Fucking, I was just dying.
Every time I come up by the cream box, she was up there. Literally every
You
time.
just selling?
Well, whatever I do.
Blaine was up there robbing motherfuckers.
For a while, I was. For a while, I maintained where I could sell a little bit of shit to pay for my habit and keep me going for a few years. Once they started weeding out the pill mills, that's when it got like Wild West gangster shit. Yeah, and I was just like, dude, I'm homeless. I'm couch surfing the fucking different bed bug infested apartments where roaches and bed bugs are going to war every fucking night. It's just like I didn't care about a lot of shit. So like,
that's where he was
you're going to come up
short. He was
short.
down there plowing old Peggy Sue.
Jesus Christ, bro. Now you know that was your girl.
I licked the bottom of her feet.
Yeah, no, Jesus.
I licked them motherfuckers clean.
You talking about Peggy, boy? I never seen Peggy with a pair of shoes on.
I ain't either.
In 20 years.
That bitch break stones with her feet. She,
Do I know her?
Probably.
Bro, old crackhead lady walking around Wayne Hills, bro, barefooted all the time.
Bro, you're wrong.
Tank top on, tank top, and some motherfucking jean shorts. You hear me?
I'm sure I seen her. I was drunk too, so I didn't remember.
Yeah.
Ricky's always got to shit talk someone. So Peggy really was a.
I mean,
she was an addict. She was a good lady. She fed me and all kind of shit.
Yeah, I'm not saying she wasn't a good lady, but did anything did I describe her wrong?
But Ricky.
See what I'm saying? Like, did I describe her wrong? No, I described her.
People might take it the wrong.
Ricky will get on here just start bashing races, sexuality, drug addicts, fucking what. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to keep it real.
So that's what it kind of was. It was like all that shit happened here in the 90s and early 2000s with the pill epidemic. It ravaged shit around here, dude. I watched people that were good, people that had decent lives go just destroyed to nothing.
Well,
my parents had a real good life. Whenever I remember whenever I was a kid, and see, like, whenever I was young, we wasn't, you feel me, like, we wasn't always like scum. You feel me? Like, I didn't just live in Wayne Hills my whole life.
Right.
Like, we didn't move to Wayne Hills twice.
There.
Yeah, bro, felt like I was.
Good.
We moved in there whenever I was 8. I think it was on my 8th birthday. Before that, my mom worked at a salon. We lived on Lincoln Street, Grant Street. Well, when we moved to Grant Street, all them streets. When we moved to Grant Street, that's when everything started going downhill like super bad. That's when everything was like, smoking crack with me in the room with a fucking little blanket over my head and shit.
Yeah,
True
A
story.
little pissy Power Rangers blanket.
Yeah, nah, bro. It was like it was one of them blankets with holes through it, like the
quill.
knitted ones.
Okay.
So it wasn't even saving me from nothing. And I think that's what fucked me up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like crack smoking at an early age.
My dad.
But so my parents
you
started
go
going
ahead and tell your
downhill.
story, I'll tell
My parents started going downhill quick like that. Then we ended up moving to Wayne Hills. Oh. As soon as we moved to Wayne Hills, it was OV, cuz you hear me? They wasn't feeding us no more.
Full throttle.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, Mom, listen. The closet that's in the living room of Wayne Hills, Mom had her recliner there. You remember? She had her recliner there. That's where she kept all the good drinks at, all the good foods at. She would sleep in that
Just sitting in
motherfucker,
that
bro. We was not
motherfucker eating.
eating that shit or nothing, bro. Like we had
Wake
food
up, get
stamps
your
and
ass
shit.
beat.
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
around in the
bro.
closet.
I was not eating. I was not allowed eating.
How did you get so fat?
See, that's the thing. Whenever I was young, I wasn't really that fat. I wasn't fat whenever I was young. I was just big. Whenever I got older, whenever I hit 18 and I started making money, I was like, oh, fuck, this is what fast food tastes like. You hear me?
Shit.
You get that shit as soon as you want it. You hear me? Like, you gotta think, we didn't have cars and shit, so we never hit drive-thrus. My parents didn't take us on no type of
I was
walks.
taking you to drive-thrus when you was like 15, 16, bro. I was hooking you up with like,
Yeah,
it was like
buddy.
Burger
I
King.
forget Greg's like
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
I'm 35, bro.
Yeah, Greg was the one that did all this shit with me. Greg, Robert, my mom and dad did. So my mom and dad would go get them food and make me and Robert eat whatever was in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's wild, bro.
Mom would go get Taco Bell or Chinese, and me and Robert would have to eat whatever was in the house. A real big thing for us eating whenever I was a kid was the sausage links, bro, the microwavable ones, and put them on bread. Throw a piece of cheese on that shit. That's what I was eating.
That shit's good though.
Yeah.
But not every day.
And I mean, it's not now. I can't eat nothing microwave now. I don't eat leftovers
The
now.
ramen noodles.
Yeah, I won't eat nothing like that just because I grew up on that type of shit.
I'll eat
Like that's what I ate every fucking day. And like I said, my mom and dad, bro, they would go get Taco Bell, McDonald's, wherever. They ordered Giovanni's Pizza, cuz
They wouldn't even eat it in the car. They eat it in front of y'all.
we didn't have a car. They would eat it right there in front of us.
Oh yeah, you're right. They just had to walk back.
They
I
would-
would've
they
ate
would
that
make
shit on
us-
the walk
they-
back at least.
We didn't have a car.
They would make us motherfucking take our food outside and sit on the front porch and eat while they was sitting in there in the air conditioner, bro, eating their shit. Listen, we had free air when they were living in Wayne Hills because Mom told them I had asthma.
So
They gave you all free air.
Yeah, I
You ain't
have
got no
asthma. But like, yeah. So I mean, so like I said, once we moved to Wayne Hills, my life was all right before that. Before I was 7 years old, my life was good. Once I hit 7, my life started going downhill a little bit. Like just the shit that we had, they started selling all our shit. You know what I mean? And then we lost our house. So we moved in with the Pelfreys, and then we moved to Wayne Hills. You know what I mean? Once we moved to Wayne Hills, oh yeah, baby, it was OV. It was fucking V. I was literally hanging out with my friend, my little brother Steven. I was staying with him. Just shit like that. You mean me, Ride Out, Steven, Jacob Pino, all of us. Jeremiah Ward, we'd all go steal cigarettes from Oasis. I was smoking at the time, so we'd go steal cigarettes from Oasis. Austin go in there, steal food. We'd go to Big Lots, steal food. We'd go around Austin with beg for fucking money in parking lots and shit. That's how we got down, bro. I mean,
panhandling.
yeah, we didn't have nothing,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I mean? And that's just what it was. And yeah, my mom and dad, Blaine would come down there and shit. My mom and dad wasn't like super, well, I don't know. I was a kid. I mean, they would do pills and shit in front of me, but I never like saw them smoke crack, shoot up no wild.
Your mom and dad never got. They never got like me. Like,
Yeah, they
actually, they were at one point. They were some of the only people would let me in their fucking house.
Yeah.
And I never.
I mean,
beat
because
your
we
mom
didn't
and
have
dad
shit
or
there.
nothing, Yeah.
We didn't have shit.
What happened to my dad was like exactly what you were describing before. Was like my dad was a normal guy. He was an entrepreneur, a business owner. He was a sign painter. You know what I mean? He was an entrepreneur guy, kind of like I am. And he fucking he had an accident happen and he got his legs cut off. And then when he got out of the hospital, of course, they gave him, pain pills. Or I mean, shit, he was in the hospital for like 2 months up in Columbus. He gets back. Pill mills this was like 03, 04, somewhere out in there, right? Pill mills are huge, and he fucking gets on the pills, and it was fucking it was it, bro. That was all he cared about.
Yeah, for
everything.
sure.
Because he like got a prosthetic leg. You know what I mean, he was going to try to learn to walk, but then the pills just took over who he was.
Unfortunately, like with that, so this area, like there's a large number of people that are drug addicts and have no clue they're a drug addict because they've never been exposed to they've never had the exposure, they've never been introduced to the chemical, right? Just never have. So you have like addiction doesn't discriminate, man. There's doctors, lawyers, fucking judges. Like
yeah.
we have
We
judges
know,
here.
yeah.
Like, so, like anyone can be a victim of it. The thing of it is like the fight to get through that is like I went through treatment services 10 times. Sometimes because I wanted to. Sometimes because I was forced to by the court. Sometimes because it was fucking the middle of fucking winter and I was homeless. I'd done burned all the bridges with my families. I couldn't even get in a fucking dope house. Like I need somewhere to go. And I had addiction problems, so I know I can get in somewhere. But like I said, I went through that shit 10 times, man. Trying, like, there's a couple of times where you could have hooked me up to a polygraph and said, hey, man, are you ever going to use drugs again? I would say no and pass that motherfucker, right? And I still fucking end up using it again, right? It's like it's a game of chance when you use a drug for the first time of, like, hey, is this person going to be a fucking drug addict or no? There are people that can do it Friday and Saturday, do some coke, and they don't do anything else.
Yeah.
Right?
See, I don't know why people even try it. You mean like me growing up with how my life was? Like I said, I don't ever look at my life like, oh, my life was the worst. You mean? But we did. Me and Robert both had it bad. But I don't ever look at my life like, oh, I had the worst life ever. But seeing what we did have to compare me growing up and actually, you mean having nothing. I was like, bro, I never want that. You understand what I'm saying? So me and Robert, neither one of us ever tried drugs. Like, I've never tried no party drugs, nothing.
Yeah,
you
me
mean?
either.
And motherfuckers be all like, people be like, oh, my parents was drug addicts, so I was drug addicts. Like, you see your parents had nothing, and that's what you wanted for your life?
Yeah.
You mean? I think that's so weird. You mean, like, some people are that fucking dumb. Me personally, I won't do that little shit.
Well,
For real. Like, these motherfuckers out here sucking dick for a hit of crack, bro.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I mean?
You did that?
And, no, I'm saying, buddy. You know what I mean?
I ain't going out like that, bro.
But, like, people really be
I'll
doing that
rob
shit.
something.
There's dudes out here sucking dick for crack, bro.
I think I'm an addict in that sense. Like, I've never done any drugs. I've smoked weed, and I feel like I was addicted to weed.
Yeah.
Obviously, I drink every day.
Well, if we
And
just,
that's why I've never
if we
tried
just
drugs,
freak out,
because I was
start
just like, I'm not going to.
snorting a bunch of heroin and shit right now, it's a possibility.
You know what I mean?
You could, there's no turning back for you. But, like, with me, it was kind of like, I'm around this group of people, and it's like older cousins and friends and shit. It's like, your pussy do that, fucking,
Oh, yeah, that
and I'm
shit.
like, I ain't a bitch.
Yeah,
and I do
that
something.
shit.
So kind of peer pressure into it, but it just took off for me. And like I said, the fight to come up out of that. Like I've been clean for 5 years, and in and out, I've had like a year, this and that, like trying to. Like, I've tried hard to, for real, better my life. Like, when I say, dude, I lived outside for 2 fucking straight years. Absolutely cannot go inside anywhere. Like, dope houses where motherfuckers laying there and piss on the couch. They're like, hey, Blaine can't come in here. This motherfucker's too wild. Like,
So you was getting high and getting
Bro.
motherfuckers at the dope house so mad. that they
bro,
wouldn't
I
let
was
you
so
back.
reckless that I couldn't even go anywhere. It's like, I couldn't get inside it. So I just was like, man, I'm 32 years old at the time. I'm not living. I'm done living like this. Like I literally just like I used some of the resources that were available. I took advantage of them. I used some of your anonymous fellowships, your AA, NA stuff like that. I did some of that stuff. I'm not really that involved with that kind of stuff anymore. But I kind of willed myself to being like, hey, I'm fucking not being a homeless fucking... Like, people are not looking at me like, man, look at that motherfucker. I'm not allowing people to look at me like that anymore. It's just not...
They was, though.
Yeah.
And you turned it around.
And I got tired of that shit. I was like, man, so it's a long, tough road. It's not always going to be perfect. You don't just quit using drugs and it's like, hey, my life's good. Like, you can be clean and your life still be real shitty.
Yeah.
And then that's going to maybe push you back to it.
I made it like a goal of making better decisions for myself. I told myself, like, hey, I'm going to get up tomorrow. I'm going to fucking do better shit than I did yesterday. Like, one goal I had was like, I had the shittiest job in the world. It was a little fucking telemarketing job. I said, dude, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be in that motherfucker every day. Every day I'm allowed to go in here and make calls. I'm going to fuck extra shifts. Where I'm going up in here. I'm fucking working, like I'm doing something. I didn't have much else. Right. Like my first year of sobriety, the only thing I had was like, God damn, my life sucks real bad when I use drugs. I didn't have like this overwhelming want to like get clean and shit, I just knew how fucked up my life is. Like, if I could use drugs successfully right now and just, I know I'm not going to die of an overdose and I'm not going to be homeless and fucked up, I'd use drugs every day.
Yep.
But that's not the case. The consequences for me are severe. Like, I fucking, I'm going to be homeless. I'm going to be stealing Ricky's boots off his fucking front porch.
I got boots on my front porch.
Yeah, I'm going to be down there like, bro.
How's he know
You
that?
said in my house.
I'll spend the block a couple times. I'll be down there stealing your
Just
lawn
thinking about
furniture.
it.
I'll be in there dragging one of them pallets out of your store.
I believe it.
I'm
Yeah.
coming up. I'm not going to sit around just
I think
looking
that's gonna
stupid.
change the light code.
Did you have
Yeah.
like a favorite drug?
Yeah,
What was that?
crack. Crack became like, at one point, so I never smoked a piece of crack till I was like 24, 25. I did a little like other shit with the pills and shit like that. I never fucked with that. I was like, I'll never do that. I started selling it, and it was just kind of like, what's this shit about? One night, it was just me, and I was like,
I'll never smoke crack.
I was like, yeah, I
What
was
is this
like-
shit about?
I'm gonna do a couple puffs right here. And I remember I was smoking off the first time I ever did off a pop can, and I wasn't even doing it right. It's fucked up, but you know, it took off, man. And from probably 2008 to 2012, like I fucking, that's a period of my life. Is like, what happened? What the fuck?
Well,
what happened?
The reason I asked you because I was hoping you were gonna say crack. I mean, sorry,
God damn,
but
right?
but the reason I asked is because there's this guy I know, and he told me that the first time he ever smoked crack, he said that very first hit, he said it was the greatest thing that's ever happened.
You can
to
never
him.
get that again.
And then he said he sat there the rest of the night and spent every fucking dollar he had
Yeah.
trying to get that
Yeah.
again.
Yeah,
And
I
he
would
said
get-
it never happens again.
Bro, I would get like $6,000 worth of oxys on a Monday. Wednesday, I'm out here ripping motherfuckers off selling fake dope and shit.
Yeah.
It was that bad.
Because crack's just that.
Crack-
But you
I
just
would smoke
chasing
that much, yeah.
that very first high that's never happened.
I remember like going into a treatment one time, and the lady doing the assessment was like, "Well, how much crack do you smoke?" I was like, "All of it, Shit, all of it." Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I smoke all of it, whatever I can get. Yeah, it was fucked up, man.
Did you ever buy any soap?
I didn't buy any soap. I've got some bullshit, but here's the thing: it's like I don't have a whole lot of money when I'm out there fucked up. If you beat me out of like $20, you're gonna do something bad to me because
You were trying to get back. Yeah.
I'm gonna make something happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your
I
favorite-
sold a lot of soap, and fake dope and shit.
What's your favorite moment out of being in Wayne Hills? Just like if you look back, you're like, man, that was a funny
If
fucking
I
time.
said like, and I tell this when I do like a lead or something for recovery events, or like I go speak at like Star Justice Center, shit like that. I tell people like, if I sit up here and told you, hey, I never had any good times, getting high. And
I knew you
fucked
had
up,
good times.
I'd be lying to you. Like I had a lot of good times, but I had the bad ones at the end, like just outweighed everything. It was like, fuck, man, I spend more days sick and fucked up than I did having fun. But it would just be like, I'm a people person. I like a lot of people. You know, the times when we would get, bro, there'd be 30, 40 of us up there on top of them steps, just fucking kicking
Bullshitting,
it,
yeah.
doing shit, getting in dumb shit, fights, chasing women.
So you
shit.
now you're like speaking in public. So you already, I mean, you already was comfortable, like talking to people and shit.
Yeah.
We were in recovery, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know he does now, but I'm saying like I would imagine, you know what I mean? You get clean and all that shit, and then you're like, I'm gonna go talk to people about this.
Yeah, I've always been able to just talk to people. I never go like even in addiction. Like that was a tool. I gained a lot of shit by just being able to talk my friends into shit.
Yeah.
Like shit, I'll talk you into trusting me with the bag to sell. I ain't selling the first.
Tell you what,
I'm
man,
smoking all this. I ain't selling the first piece. I got this big plan. I'll tell you all kind of shit.
That brings up a memory that I have. Me and Ricky was doing a show down at Dickens.
All he owes
Here
is
we
money
go.
about it. Yeah, cuz
Yeah.
you actually owe us money. I don't know how much he owes
Let's
us.
squabble.
Yeah, we're about to.
Yeah, we might have to.
We're
bro,
gonna have
'cause
to.
That was my money. I think you thought that was Ricky's money, bro. Ricky had a job back then. Ricky didn't make
It
no
wasn't
money
that.
back then.
It was our show month.
It was
the
our
show
show.
month.
was
Everybody,
when Ricky
and
was a
that show
rapper.
was packed.
Yeah.
Like we packed that show.
Yeah.
And then we go over to find out how much money we made. It was like $5 or $10 at the door or whatever. He
Yeah.
said he was our doorman.
It was $10.
It was $10 at the door. He's
Damn, you
our
remember
doorman.
it?
Yeah.
How much you get us
10
for?
for you, 10 for me, 10 for Ricky and Greg, 10 for me.
No,
Is
it
that
was,
what?
That's how it went.
no, it was. You took it all. What do you mean?
All of it?
We didn't get none of it, bro. You
Nah.
disappeared.
Yeah, he took off. Yeah, I remember that now.
We was looking. We
Yeah,
was out
'cause-
driving around looking for you.
Because you owe us money.
Yeah.
We're going
Kyle,
to
grab my
squabble,
gun.
bro.
We gotta- hey,
We don't pay.
I'm about
I
to
don't
pull
pay
up a
debts. We
picture.
have to squabble.
And count how many people was there, bro. 'cause
There was a lot.
there was a lot of people.
Yeah,
I don't remember
I
that
don't
much
remember
money,
which
bro.
show it was.
It was at Dickens.
Dickens Pub, yeah.
Yeah, he was
I
our
thought he
doorman.
did he not pay us for it?
No, he fucking took off. I never saw him. Actually, I feel like this is the first time I've seen him since.
Bullshit.
I don't think I've seen you since then. It was fucking like,
Well,
10
hey,
years-
listen.
that was over-
14.
yeah.
that's like that's like 10 years ago.
So see that. Hey, and since we're talking about that, like I'll get so many.
Damn, now you got to order like 5 tickets, bro, to our show.
Nah.
What you mean,
I,
now?
I support anyway. So I get people though, like how you brought that up. I get people in services, right? I'll go do a screening on someone that's needing help, and it's like I've literally had people come into treatment centers where I work, like, "Hey, motherfucker, you ripped me off for like $100 or some shit." I'm like, "Fuck, man." But it's just part of it. It's like,
When you
Recovery.
tell him like, sorry,
yeah, it's sometimes it's hot. Most of the time they're like, yeah, they've done shit too. But that's where you go with that. And I'll tell you, because you guys probably never really knew. I'll tell you how that whole. I remember every bit of that. I'll tell
Did you really?
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly how that went.
oh, I'm
So how come you never
so-
brought it up to me,
wait
bro?
10 years.
So there
And
was
you know
like
what?
all these.
And I'll be paying him extra for my haircuts. And I'm not doing that shit no more.
You
The
just lost your
motherfucker
tip.
owes money now.
Well, you just admitted to stealing our fucking show money.
Bro, I was working at Walmart.
And hold on, you want me to show the camera what you've done to my head, bro? Look at
Bro,
this
that's not
bullshit,
me.
cuz. I'm going bald again.
Ricky tried to say I gave him AIDS.
Bro, he fucked me up, bro. And I gotta go get put back on medicine, bro.
You
to
keep
clear my
coming
little shit
back
up.
every week you're there.
Not no more, cuz. I get fucking 20 free cuts now. What are you talking about?
I need some free cuts too. I need something done. I ain't got no hair. I ain't got no hair, but I
You
need
gotta shave
on
Greg's
the
back
hood,
from
so-
6 times.
So how that went, we were talking about like the crack addiction and how that went. And that was probably like, they're exaggerating. That was probably like $200-300 tops. So people were
There
like,
was more than 20 people there.
were like coming in the door. Yeah, but there were other people at the door too. My envelope was probably like $200-300. I remember exactly. Actually, it was probably like,
I didn't know you had an
260.
envelope.
yeah.
I don't
we all
remember
did.
it.
There was like me, Adam, some other
Adam?
person, Adam Deerfield.
I don't remember none
Mm-hmm.
of this.
Was he security or something?
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
at the door. But anyway, so
I don't even know
mine,
what show it was.
So mine,
I saw a picture the other day of up there at your old house on Bruner. A picture of us 3. I saw that picture the other day. And that was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think that was the same night.
so for mine though, it's like
At least you never come
were
down and
coming
broke in
in.
and stole shit from the studio, huh?
People were coming in, right? Motherfuckers that I know sell crack are coming in, right? Crack dealers are coming in, and I had been clean, if you remember. I had been clean for a while, and this was like when them fucked up. This is like a relapse situation. This is exactly what happened.
Oh, so we put you in that.
No, you didn't put me in it. What happened is this: people were coming in like that sell crack and shit. I'm like, fuck, man. I'm gonna get me a 50. I had a little bit of money and shit anyway. I'll buy a 50 or something. I go hit it in the bathroom, and it's like some other people running around there. I fuck with smoking with me. We go in there, we're smoking and shit.
I didn't know that
I'm
none
like-
of this happened.
Yeah, I get real like anointed, bro. I said, I'm out of here. I gotta go. Bro, I can't be here. Gone.
What show was it?
But why didn't you give us our money?
Yeah.
Like
Why
that's.
would I?
I'm just thinking, like you're like, all right, I got my money, I got my high.
How do you?
I'm leave. I'm not even gonna be the doorman no more. Now motherfuckers just
We
walking
just talked
in
about the
and-
process.
Yeah, not only
we
did-
just talked about the process of like when you smoke crack, you
Okay,
you-
yeah, yeah. Okay. It makes
So not
sense.
only did you take our money, you was letting people in for free after you left.
I was gone.
So you,
Yeah.
Like
That's shitty.
fuck. I don't
We
even-
gave him a job,
and then
and this motherfucker goes and gets
starts
This
throwing
shit-
crack on the
this
job.
is shit.
Crack.
I
On
feel
the
like
job.
I feel like Greg had this whole scenario like in his pocket. Like we're going to talk about this.
Oh yeah, I knew I
'Cause
saw.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting
I'm
to
telling
like
you.
to
So-
be able to bring this up
Damn, so you smoked crack on the job
on the job. Yes.
and then just left with our money. I don't even remember
as
what show
one of
was
your,
it.
as your employee.
Yeah,
It was at Dickens. It was.
was it the Stephen Cooper one?
I believe
I don't
so.
know.
It had to been, yeah.
I believe it was. We did a few at Dickens.
So, yeah,
but
I don't-
do,
yeah,
I
we
do
did a
believe
couple.
it was the
So-
Stephen Cooper
I
one.
remember. I'm pretty
We
sure.
had Stephen Cooper shout out a famous guy to come down. You smoked crack at the
Fucked him.
show
Fucked him over.
and took our money.
Yeah. On the hood.
That's sickening.
And
bro.
disappeared, bro. I really don't even know if I've seen you since then.
I don't even remember it.
A motherfucker went missing for 10 years. I've been in the same. There's 20,000 people in this whole town.
I know.
That's sickening, bro. So you actually owe me money. Cuz always talking about, bro, you still owe me 10 for that one cut.
It's going up.
Damn.
So there's that, and then you're like,
So there's that.
and that's how it is, though. It's like, so that's something else you can introduce to, like,
It's fine. I've stole shit out of your garage.
If you you don't really care about, like, where you're getting the funds to feed your shit from. It's something like people are going to come up short. That's just period. Like you're going to have people. I just told you I wasn't even allowed in dope houses. You motherfuckers gave me a job. Who's the idiot here? It's like, not me. Fuck. Like, I'm an opportunist.
Well, I thought, mate, I don't know. I don't even know why would we even try to hire Blaine?
You hired him.
You hired me. You
See,
did.
because
It wasn't me.
Because I was Wayne Hilligans, bro, and you got
Yeah.
over on me.
No, man, on the hood I did, brother.
On hood, that is crazy. God damn. So, I don't even. I'm sure I saw you shortly after. I just never
You
even,
saw me all the time.
and I never said nothing to you.
What was you going to say? Hey, brother, you fucking smoked a bunch of crack with my couple $100.
I'd have swerved you down. What are you talking
Well,
about?
listen,
bro.
here was the thing.
You
Ricky
don't
probably
wanna
didn't
squabble
care
with
because
me.
Ricky was young. At that time, I was working at Walmart, bringing home like $450 every 2 weeks. Like every 2 weeks,
Yeah, that's a
$450.
rough grind.
I probably
And
wasn't going to make no money off of it anyways.
Well,
I got you
spent-
for half of one of your paychecks.
every time,
literally,
every time we made money, I didn't get no money. Like when we sold the mixtapes,
So
he
you
got all
were
the money.
fucking him the whole time.
He was fucking me the whole time.
He
literally,
he actually,
literally,
so
and
here,
physically.
he actually paid me to do that.
I paid.
He got half of that
I paid
money.
for everything though. So
Okay, but so that's probably why I didn't give a fuck because, buddy, I mean, I
yeah,
wasn't
that's
getting
why
paid
you didn't give a
regardless.
fuck. You was just like, well, Greg pays for everything.
That was wild shit.
But
I
you
now
was
even
getting a
remember.
cut from that.
No, I went to jail that same
I think you
night.
went to jail that night.
I did go to jail that
Yeah,
night.
Good.
I went to jail for. I don't even remember what it was. I think I did like fucking 5 or 6 months.
Yeah, because I was going to say I didn't see you right after that.
Yeah, I went to jail like that same night. And actually, I don't remember exactly how everything happened. I remember I was getting high and shit. I'm like, fuck it, I'm out of here. Da, 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 da. I don't think I made
Fucking
it out.
job.
I don't think I made it out of the East End at all. And I got fucking arrested. And I remember I think I did like 5 or 6 months on that for a probation violation.
That's your karma.
So you'll have that.
You said so you'll have that.
You will have that on the big jobs. Now, so we've talked about that. We talked about like, hey, you know, the progression of the disease, the area, what goes on, how that stuff works. Getting into like how you can change your life now, how you can fucking make it out of that, right? Because I'm like one of the guys, I'm the worst of the worst. If I can fucking stop using drugs and maintain a fucking employment for 5 years and fucking, better myself, like anyone on this planet can do it. There's absolutely no reason no one can do it. The problem with it is like people will look at the picture of like getting clean and where I'm at now and be like, fuck, that's a huge hill to climb. Like that's a big mountain to get over. They don't say, let me set this small goal right here and knock this out. Then we'll knock out that. Like, there's like this overwhelming fear. It's like impending doom of like, I'll never not be a fucking junkie, crackhead, piece of shit. Like, I've already burned all these bridges. I fucked up all these relationships. This shit's not repairable. Da da da. Like, it's so easy to just give up on that.
Yeah.
And that's what happens to a lot of people. And then you have people like now. So back in those earlier days, like people were overdosing and dying, not at the rates that they are now, right? People are not, like there are people that want to get clean and don't even, just got trapped into some little bullshit and aren't even using drugs that long. And $10 worth of this dope now will kill you, right? When back then, it's like $10 would get me pissed off, right? Not even get me right.
Yeah.
So people aren't even getting the chance, to
Experience it.
yeah, they're not even getting a chance to attempt to get better. They're just dead.
Yeah.
We're just going through the rate of overdose. Like something like 5,600 or 5,800 people died in 2021 overdose in Ohio. It's probably more now.
Yeah. So kind of what happened was the pill mills came along, and your normal person accidentally gets addicted to pills.
A lot of them, yeah.
And then the pill mills go away.
Yeah.
And now you got to get the shit off the streets because you just found out.
I think that's where
fuck,
everybody started moving to heroin.
I'm
and shit.
dependent, right?
Yeah, so it went to like that happened, and like we were talking about, there are people that you have a drug addicted brain and an addictive personality that just never got exposed to the shit, and so they haven't experienced it. Like in other areas of the country, we're the core of like this is where it's fucked up at really bad. So it's like, you know, people complain about fucking all these treatment centers around here, and you know, there's so much rehab in Southern Ohio. It's like there's a fucking need for it.
That's what I think.
The entire rest, the whole rest of the United States is looking at Southern Ohio like, what are they going to do about that problem? Before they even, like, there are places that don't even have treatment centers. They don't even offer inpatient services. They have like very minimal outpatient counseling.
Yeah.
That's not, it's not successful.
Right.
So like the turnover rate for like people in and out of treatment here, it's a lot higher. Yeah, because people are coming here. It's like, so if you have like fucking brain cancer, right? You start seeking a doctor at fucking Ohio State University because you know that's what they're good at.
Yeah.
If you have fucking drug addiction issues, you fucking come here because this is what we are good at, right? Mm-hmm. People don't look at it like that. They're just like, oh, they're busting all these addicts.
Well, that's the
Portsmouth
thing.
Addicts.
I feel like that's, and I understand it in a sense. It's like, we don't want all these addicts in our town. You know what I mean? You're busting them all here, you're getting them all here, and then we have to deal with them. Yeah. But I do understand your point is we specialize in it kind of here because we have the facilities to help. And
so a lot of that's not even based on facts. Like they say that like companies like, you know, treatment centers bus loads of addicts from all over the country, right? Not true. Number one, most of them don't even take anyone that's not from Ohio. Mm-hmm. For one.
Well,
then,
I didn't when I said bus
like
in,
when
I
they
didn't
say
mean from
so they'll say like, oh, they're bringing all these people from Cuyahoga County, Cleveland, and shit. Not true. There's treatment facilities all over the place. There's a targeted area where you're looking at like Adams County, Highland County, Sauter, Pike, Ross, Vinton, Gallia County, like this chunk of the state, which is anything 2 hours or closer is local to me.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck?
Right.
So we're just a core. Like, we do it better than anyone.
Are we doing it better?
We do it better. As
getting...
far as addiction services go, we do it better than anyone. And people are always looking to, like, what are we doing? What is Portsmouth doing? What's Sauter County doing for addiction services, right? Mm-hmm. We do it better.
So we are actively getting people.
We do it, and we are getting people better. And also, like with the programs, it's like you might come here from fucking Franklin County, right? Mm-hmm. And a probation officer might send you down here. You go through a period of an inpatient stay of 90 days. You go into some transitional living where we, help you with life skills. We, help you with employment, local employment. A couple of those people might stay here and maintain a job. A couple of them might fuck up. The majority of those people end up back in Franklin County once they've built a foundation.
Oh, yeah.
Like they go back to their town. Some of them stay here, but like the stigma that it's like all these people that are just the drug addict, shitty people just live here now and are like homeless on the street. This is not true. Yeah. It's just not true. Well, there are some.
Me and Ricky were at B-Dubs recently, and there was a girl that had come. Remember our waitress? One of our waitresses. We had a couple. She had come here from somewhere else and to do treatment here. Yeah. And now she's a waitress at B-Dubs. I feel like a lot of the problem that some people have is you can almost tell that somebody used to be a drug addict.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They all look like shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they look older than they probably are because that shit's fucking them up.
Yeah, chemicals abusing your body.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with alcohol. Like they, I every day they're telling me like alcohol's aging your brain and blah blah blah. Yeah. And I'm like, sure it is, but I gotta have it. You know what I mean? I gotta sleep at night. So
we treat alcohol as well.
Well, listen, man, I don't think I need treatment.
I got a paper you can fill out.
I don't think I need treatment. I'm just saying, like alcohol, obviously bad for you. Obviously, crack is real bad for you.
Alcohol is actually worse. Like in a severe alcohol addiction, withdrawal from alcohol will kill you. Withdrawal from crack.
It's worse than. Are you saying alcohol is worse than crack?
Yes. 100%.
Don't do this shit.
The withdrawals.
I promise you.
Oh, the withdrawals. I quit drinking for like a month and I was cool.
No, you
wasn't. The effects from
you got fucking jaundice, dude. Look at your eyes.
This is my skin
that's
color,
his natural.
I'm just yellow.
That's God given, bro.
I'm just high yellow.
So seriously, the effects from severe alcoholism are probably equal to or worse than about anything.
But listen, look, real shit right now. Do you actually enjoy your job? Like at the end of the day, you enjoy
Yeah,
it.
fuck yeah.
You enjoy being Natasha's boss and everything.
Yes.
You got 2 jobs though.
I have a bunch of.
He got a job and side hustles.
I'm a guy that's like, if something makes money,
You're an entrepreneur.
I fuck with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Certified crack dealer, baby.
Certified, not a crack dealer. So that's something I'll get into also. I'm so glad, like, every bag that I ever had, I fucked up. And I didn't fuck around and get like a
That way you
20-year
go to
prison
prison,
sentence for trafficking. Like I could never maintain a fucking, as a dope dealer.
Yeah.
My best customer. I'm always fronting myself something.
Yeah.
Shit. So I fuck it up, man. And I
never paid
look back
yourself
at that. Yeah, and I'm like,
You never paid us back
I'm
neither.
glad for that though. It's
Facts.
like I'm glad I fucked up a lot of shit because I didn't get swept up in any of the like.
You've never
the
been to
trafficking
prison.
stuff.
You've done all county time.
All fucking county time. Dude, I remember one time I did like 11 months, close to 11 months. I'd get out for a couple of days, go back PVs and shit, and then these dumbass like M1s where it's like, haha, 6 months, fuck you. And I got out one time on like house arrest, and I was at home for like 20 days. I was getting high and shit up there. They came up there, pissed me, right back to jail. I was like, dude, fuck, man, I would rather go to prison than sit in that fucking camp. I watch people come in that motherfucker, go to prison, come back for judicial release. I'm back in there again, just chilling, doing 2, 3, 4, 6 months. It was just like, man, because I already have dumb shit, man. I'll just walk in any store to steal whatever the fuck I can grab. Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
I had a stealing problem when I was real young.
Yeah, but we wasn't addicted.
That's typical shit. But
it didn't have to do with drugs. It was just I just like to steal like that.
My
rush.
stealing is like I'll steal from a store, I'll steal from you, I'll steal.
Yeah,
I don't
know.
give a fuck. Whatever it is,
We know.
Whatever it is, I'm going to make sure that I have what I'm wanting to get today. I don't give a fuck how I get it.
So how you feel now though? Like
How I feel?
you look back on that shit and be like, man, I actually feel bad for being a piece of shit or what?
Well, I never consider myself to be a piece of shit.
I mean, you just
Now,
admitted
I was a bad guy.
We hired you. You
I've done
smoked crack on the
I've
job,
done some
bro.
dumb shit, but no, I don't. I look.
You don't feel like
it's
you was a
something
piece
that
of
just
shit
happened.
whenever?
I can't change it. It's like I can't go back and be like, man, all the dirtball shit I did. I don't let that shit. Like,
No, but I'm
maybe
saying
that
though,
way.
like if you look back at it, you don't ever go like, man, I was a piece of fucking shit. You don't.
I never refer to myself as a piece of shit. I think of myself as a stand-up guy. I mean,
Now
shit.
you are. Now you're out.
Nowadays.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
trust you at $20 now.
Well, even then, like the mindset then is like,
yeah,
I'm
the
not-
mindset you
I'm
wasn't
not
thinking that.
fucking- Like, I remember thinking like when they first told me like, hey, you're sick. Like, you have,
So I ain't got no cold.
Yeah, I was like, what, you sick? What are you trying to say? I'm like a fucking pedophile or something? I'm not fucking sick, motherfucker. I like to fucking do drugs.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I'm not sick. What are you talking about? I like to fucking get high. And I can quit. I just never could quit, on my own. It just, like I said, I had to go through like a lot of crazy shit to just, for my life to be like, all right, my life's so shitty. I have to do something different.
Yeah.
So you get it. So which? Because you said you went through like 10 treatments.
I
Which
went
one
through-
worked?
I went through the counseling center probably 9 times. Every location that they had, like, fuck, they told me to leave before. Like, hey, it's not the homeless shelter. Like,
Yeah.
well, we can't teach you anything else, right? I was just there fucking up being a douchebag. So I ended up in Waverly, in Piketon, in the recovery council. I ended up in a place, Ed's place, old country
I've seen that.
farm setting, and I fucking went up there, dude. I stayed up there and went into the transitional program. I stayed up there for like 8 months, and I just made the call then up there. It's like, I'm not fucking putting drugs in my body again.
Yeah. The job you're working at now, how long you been working there?
So I've been with Cardinal since February 6th. I worked prior to that. I worked at Hope Source for 18 months.
Oh, you only been at this job for a couple months?
Yeah, I worked at the counseling center for 2.5 years. Like I said, when I first got clean, I was doing that telemarketing shit.
Yeah.
I took an RA position, like a housing position at Hope Source. I worked there for a while. Obtained some credentials to be able to document for stuff and provide clinical services. Whenever the counseling center, done that for 2.5 years. I did case management, housing, transitional housing supervision over there. CPST provider, which is like case management for mental health services. I've done that 2.5 years. Then I took this court liaison admissions type position at Cardinal in February, and that's just kind of where I want to be anyway. I like it. Like I'm in the courtrooms, fucking, discussing what we can do and how we can help people that are in situations I was in. So yeah, I don't work a day because I love what I do. Sometimes it gets stressful now. Working in addiction services is not for everybody.
Oh, I'd imagine.
And it's like I remember being when I first got an RA position. I remember being like all types of snitch, motherfucker, cop, bitch ass motherfucker. I'll bust you in your mouth. All this shit from people in there. It's like, dude, what the fuck? And you just have to.
Just mad at you
yeah,
because-
and I'm thinking in my head like, dude, I haven't been clean that long. Like, oh fucking brother, like I'm not strung out.
I'm not turned yet.
yeah.
I'm not all the way
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But I learned a lot of shit like going through that, like how to handle people and how to do stuff that's going to be helpful, how to address them, how to treat people, how to
talk to people.
I learned a lot of my just life skills going through that shit. But like I say, now it's just different. It's like anything could happen. But am I going to fucking leave from here and go down the street and buy some dope? Fuck no.
Yeah.
I know I'm not getting high today. And when I get up tomorrow, that's what I'll try to do again. And I've been able to do that for 5 years.
So you still what you said. You know what I mean? If you could get high, if you could use drugs and successfully maintain a life,
and not have to beat you guys out of your little change,
Yeah.
I'd do it. Anyone would. The problem with
I'm trying to understand
the consequences, right? Let's say you could drink as much alcohol as you wanted every single day, all day long. It never affected you. It didn't affect your liver. You didn't get the wet brain that you're talking about, right? It was cheap. Financially, it didn't affect you. It didn't affect anything in your life. You would drink as much alcohol as you could.
Yeah, he does that now. You're just as bad as just as bad as
I
the
don't
people.
drink until after a certain time.
I'm saying, why?
But buddy,
wake up in the
Why
morning.
why have you set these boundaries with your alcohol use?
Well, I wake up at like 6 o'clock every morning. I get all my shit done I gotta do, and then in the evenings I drink like 6. Plus,
Every evening?
Yeah, every day. Every day. I drink like 6 or so beers.
It's actually alcoholism.
Well, that's what they told me. So I got a DUI before. I had to go stay at Ramada.
So you've experienced consequences of your fucking alcohol use.
I don't experience no consequences. I'm not
The
a
DUI is not a consequence.
Oh, well, I was young. Well, that was like we were leaving a party. It's Halloween.
A
And
doctor
Officer
has told
Lewis,
you-
if you're hearing this, you fucked my life up.
Well, fuck you, Lewis.
By pulling me over.
So a doctor or someone has told you like, hey, this alcohol is aging your brain.
Well,
These are consequences, Greg.
at
You're in
DUI
denial.
school,
Yeah, no, he really tries to argue with the fact he's all like, you're just a functioning alcoholic. You're
are
not
functioning.
fish. You're not fish. You know what
But
I
the
mean?
reason
I'm not laid out somewhere.
But the reason that you set like a boundary, like, hey, I'll drink some alcohol in the evening, a 6-pack or something, because you don't want it to affect your life.
Yeah.
If I could just use heroin and crack at 6 o'clock and do it until 8 o'clock and never affected me, why the fuck wouldn't I do it? I'd love to get high.
That was a dumb question.
I'm just trying to
You're
understand.
about to fucking
So that's
idiot.
that's where it's at.
In my mind, I just want to understand.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you
same
got a
thing.
junkie mentality too, fuck boy.
Yeah,
Look at me. I'm not
Like-
addicted to nothing but puss.
you're not addicted to
And
nothing.
that's a
You're
problem.
600 pounds.
And that's a problem.
Food is an addiction.
Your addiction to
So
your
since
addictions have fucked your life up,
since
buddy.
we're opening these doors, like
Buddy.
you don't just
here's
just not eat food and get cause
Okay.
Listen,
That's
hold on. You want to know something?
Actually, I'm not,
if we're
because
gonna
I
get
love
started,
you,
Blaine,
so I'm not
Blaine
gonna
was
go.
the first fat crackhead I ever saw.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Hey, that's
so I don't
the
even
thing.
want to talk.
I could never get under like 280, even being like a raging fucking
Yeah, I know.
crackhead. I would be still like 280, dude.
280's not that big though. I'm
That's
240.
decent.
Because it's
size.
fucking 5'4".
Well, you're stupid.
How tall are you? You're not over
Tall
6
enough.
foot.
Tall enough.
5'8". You know what I mean?
So
that's a thick man
So
right there, bro.
what you were saying, that's where it's at. It's like, if there were no consequences, why would anyone ever quit using drugs?
Yeah, dude. Look at
The
the way
reason
you
we
straight
can't
that
use
bottle.
drugs and do
That's
and
not a
do it
bad
like we
question
want,
though.
because
I'm
there's
trying
no-
to understand.
Yeah, that's
this.
a good question.
Thank
a
you,
good
Blaine.
question.
And I think that people might want to understand it. So fuck you, Ricky.
Fuck you,
You're
Ricky.
addicted to food and pussy.
Yep.
And
That
those
was
two things
mean, bro.
Those two things are
That
ruining
actually
your
hurt my
life.
feelings.
Running your
from
life,
you.
man.
I would never say this to you, but you
So
have pissed me
I
off.
actually have, so Ricky, I actually have a paper for you to fill out.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah, get him the paper.
Yes.
I don't need the paper.
Okay, so
You don't need the paper.
I probably eat the healthiest out of everybody in here.
Bro, you literally eat KFC twice a day.
No, I did that once.
But you told me
And
about
it
it. That's the only
sucked,
thing
too.
I can
You know what? It
I'll
sucked.
try to get him to go to the gym or something with me. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna get a Life Center membership. Still ain't done it.
I would love for him to get back into.
It's like,
Yeah, I want to get active, but you guys don't understand, bro. Like,
I need 60 minutes from you,
I'm built like a Greek god.
4 days a week.
I'm chiseled. You know what I mean? No, I mean sometimes. Okay, so my depression. My being fat don't come from eating. It comes from being depressed. Like all I do is sit around. Like I don't wait. I ain't been waking up until like 1 every day now.
I know.
Motherfucking. I don't because I don't eat. I really don't eat that much. You know that and you know that. Whenever I eat, I don't eat a lot.
Yeah.
Like for real, I'll eat like a cheeseburger.
It's just that you eat bad shit.
Yeah, I eat bad shit. I eat out every day. I'm not cooking.
You eat
food.
late at night and shit.
Yeah.
That's
Like I'll be up at like
schedule.
3 o'clock in the morning playing my game.
Sleeping, a terrible sleep schedule affected too. I've been losing all kinds of weight.
Yeah, I know. I
And
mean,
I told you, I said, hey, so treating yourself like your physical wellness, right?
yeah.
That's part of the treatment process for treating depression, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Well,
you
see,
start
yeah,
from there.
I know I'm a worthless piece of shit. You know what I mean? The only thing that keeps me fine with being fat is these girls can't keep their hands off my belly.
Yeah.
They want to rub my belly and be all like, "You can be my jelly roll." I don't even. Me and Cuz look nothing alike. I'm not as big as Cuz. You understand what I'm saying?
No, it's not
but it's
that
the
y'all
fact
look
though.
nothing alike.
It's the fact they'll be all like, "Oh, you can be my jelly roll," and I'll be like, "Yeah, I'll feed it to give me some."
There's so
Cuz."
many people out here that think I'm your real dad, bro.
Bro, people think I'm your dad.
I'm just
buddy.
telling you, it's like it's crazy.
People tell me all this day. I saw Blaine the other day.
Like,
Ain't that your
man.
little son?
Yeah.
That's my nephew. That's my neph's
Yeah,
son.
right.
You know, that's my
Here we
neph's
go,
son.
bro.
What were we talking about?
We
Before I got
went down a
mad?
rabbit hole.
Yeah, I got
About
a
you
little-
sucking dick for Bush
we
Light,
talked
dude.
about your guys' addictions, and you guys both went into denial and got angry, which is normal.
I
These
have
are
not-
normal reactions. I'm trained to deal with these.
I've never sucked dick for Bush Light.
I guarantee
Just so
it.
You
you know.
used
Yet.
to suck my dick
Yet.
for Bush Light.
Not yet.
No, I don't think I. If I get there,
Bush Light's kind of rough.
that's what I'm saying.
All right,
Like it better be fucking like
Miller.
Coronas or something. You know what I mean?
You'd suck a dick for a Corona right
but
now?
the bottom
No.
line is, hey, no matter what your ailment is, there's a fucking way out of it. But dude, you gotta have to let your nuts hang and do some work.
Yeah.
That's a problem. A lot of people don't really want to. Like change sucks sometimes.
Well, I
So
would
look,
say
right now,
Bush-
hold on. Right now, if say that someone watching is a drug addict, what would you tell them to try to help them get
Call
clean?
me 614-285-5111. Call me.
Plugged in right there.
That's it. Call me
Give them the number again.
614-285-5111. Call me.
Bang. So what's the statistics of people coming and actually coming, getting clean, and staying clean?
They used to say, I think they're a little better now. Early on, when I first was getting into like the clinical stuff with the inpatient stuff, it was like 1 out of 16 would make it like a year.
God damn.
1 out of 16 people coming in.
So they just really ain't shit.
So you can look in a room full of people, right, in a treatment center, and I can say there's 30 people in here. Over the next 12 months, 4, maybe 5 of these people are going to pass away. The vast majority of them are going to relapse, either come back to services or continue that path for however long.
Yeah.
Right. It's not,
That's so
and that's the
sad.
problem. That's
Yeah,
why
see,
it's like, hey, we have to, as a community, as people working in this field, like we have to get better at some things, like because there's like this weird beef between treatment centers around here. It's the stupidest shit. Like I tell people, I'm like, hey, me and you work at Domino's, right? And I say, hey, fuck Domino's. Pizza Hut's giving me $1 more an hour to do the same job. I'm going over here, Greg. I go to Pizza Hut, and now we're not friends or nothing anymore. It's like the weirdest fucking
We're
shit.
still making
Well, see,
pizza.
yeah.
It happens. It
We're
does
both
happen.
making
So
pizza
I
still.
like where I'm at now. Is like they don't really entertain that. We work with other centers. We try to help each other out. I won't.
Me and you
really
was
get
talking about
into
that. Portsmouth is just a weird place.
The
for-
whole
for
town
hating.
does that stupid ass shit.
They
It's
hate
like-
about everything. Like I said, I was telling him about like with our podcast, we get more support from people that ain't around than
Yeah.
we do from people that are here,
Yeah.
which is fine with me. I don't give a fuck.
Well, we knew that going into it.
Yeah, I don't care. Like I don't. Whenever we record, I don't even actually want to do shows with people from around here. Greg's the one
I
like,
do.
we need to do them with people around here. I didn't want to. I was like, we need to keep expanding out, doing them with famous people because I talk to a lot of famous people. So I was like, we'll do this, blah blah. He's like, oh, we need to get Portsmouth behind us. We need to fuck with people around here.
Well, I think there's a
Because
lot of
there's
interesting people here.
Yeah, there is interesting
There are.
people,
Like
but there's
this-
interesting
this
people all over the
interesting.
world.
Yeah.
Blaine's my friend. It's different from getting like you and then some random crackhead on here. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm actually an elite.
Yeah,
crackhead.
You're an elite crack.
you're a legend of the crackheads in
Yes.
White Hills. You know what I mean?
Legend
So
of
wait.
the fog.
Yeah, but
What's
no,
the-
like, so my point of it is though is like just people around Portsmouth are so weird and hate, and it's the weirdest thing. Like no matter what you do here, you're always in some secret competition with somebody else.
Yeah. I don't fuck.
No matter what kind of job it is.
That's why I don't fuck with a whole lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I just try to like, if I can help the situation that I'm working on, then I do it. I don't
Mm-hmm.
really give a fuck about everyone else. Like, if I go to like when I go to like speak at Star or something, if I can get 2 or 3 people out of a crowd of 200 to fucking listen to what I'm saying and be motivated by it to change their life and not fucking die of a drug overdose, then I've won. I don't care. Just whatever I can do to cover some ground, I'm willing to do it.
Yeah, it really is sad that people see the outcome of, because there's no good outcome of being on drugs.
Fuck no.
You can never just, like you said, you can never be on drugs and maintain a normal life. It's not a thing. You always end up going too far with it.
Mm-hmm.
Either you lose everything or you end up dying. I know I go hard a lot on drug addicts and shit. I go hard on everybody though. But my thing is though,
There's a reason though.
is I mean, you know what I mean? Just you gotta be smarter. You know what I mean?
Underlying it, it's like, hey, you're probably pissed off on how it affected your life.
I mean, it could be it.
So let me ask you this. So you've done all the drugs, right?
Well, I've done all the drugs, brother.
So what's the difference in, say, like crack and heroin?
Well, heroin's an opiate. Crack is more of a speed. It's an upper. Heroin's what they call a downer. I am personally a big fan of the speedball. I like to get up in the morning, do some heroin, and then just smoke crack all day, and then do some heroin at night, and then smoke crack all night, and do heroin.
So you ain't sleeping.
Yeah, bro.
So
I don't.
the crack's
sleep.
keeping you up, and the heroin.
Yes,
So heroin's not a speed though, right?
No, fuck. Are you?
I don't know.
I
I'm asking a
overdosed.
question.
Listen, I overdosed one time, and got Narcan and shit. When I was in that
Bad
on that
question because
fucking.
I just don't know the answers.
I think
No,
that you
good-
asking that question.
You're asking good questions.
That's not a good question.
But-
I think you asking that, people's gonna be like, man, Greg is really a sheltered,
Greg's lost.
black piece of
I've
shit.
I've
Not
never
really.
done drugs.
Not really.
Sorry, guys.
Not really. That's the thing too. It's like you get into some of these rooms. I was talking about this anonymous programs, like some of the old school, like AA alcoholics. They're the same way of like just basically they hate on like the drug addicted person. It's like my alcoholism is better than your. It's like, hey, shut the fuck up. We're both sitting in this goddamn room.
I'm just trying to learn.
But yeah, you're just trying to figure out what's what.
Sorry,
So
I don't know a lot about drugs.
but I'll tell you how that works though. Like I overdosed, and it was when I was on that fucking news site. They was out there taking pictures of me in the middle of fucking 6th Street, laid out in that fucking car, getting fucking Narcan and shit. And I get to the hospital, and the doctor, I laid in there, slept forever. The doctor was like, dude, yeah, like the Narcan helped you, but the level of cocaine in your fucking body is so high. That's probably what kept you alive. Like,
Oh, really?
Until an ambulance got there, because I just like fucking went out and wrecked the fucking car, and I was just sitting there like dead in this fucking car, and someone fucking jerked me out. I was laying in the street, and the ambulance came, Narcan and shit, but my heart rate was so high from
'Cause of
doing
the
so much
coke.
cocaine. Yeah, I didn't pass away.
So the heroin would have killed you, but the coke kept
Heroin
you
would have killed me. Yes, yeah. I was like,
That's answered my question.
what killed me? What would kill me also?
And that didn't answer your question. You
The only thing I
you said
didn't,
heroin's
the
a
only thing I
downer?
didn't like, right,
No.
is that fucking ice when that, like I would do old school like cooked meth
Oh,
and shit,
meth. I forgot about meth.
but ice when that shit was like getting real big, and it's huge now. The fucking shit never stops coming. Like you do a bunch of ice, and it never stops coming on. It's like that's why a lot of people went to it, and like cracks went way. It's on the back burner. Like this shit never stopped coming. I like for at some point my drugs got to wear off a little bit. I mean, goddamn, they have to.
That's how I felt when we.
yeah,
I
so
was like, I need this shit to
meth-
chill out.
Like meth will keep you up and da da da. But this ice shit, it would just never stop. Every time I'd done ice, like bad shit happened. Like bad shit. Like I'm walking around fucking 3 days carrying a goddamn big walking stick. Fucking people were. It's like it's fucked up. Like full on. I would be a diagnosed schizophrenic if I had done a bunch of ice and then got assessed by a mental health professional. It'd be like, yeah, he's schizophrenic, full blown.
I heard that only 2% of people get off meth without relapsing.
I don't know. I don't know the number, honestly. I know just the statistic for anyone coming into this is like, hey, it's not a perfect recovery rate. So you're gonna have to do some fucking work here.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the thing is like, obviously, if you could ever just not do it, great.
Yes.
But if you do it, expect to do some work to get the fuck off of it.
If we take a look at, definitely do some work. If we take a look at this town where we're at, this small town, roughly 20,000 people in city limits, right? At one point, when I was saying like everyone, at one point I remember like, I don't give a fuck where it was. You went to someone's house, there were fucking pills and weed at least there.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't just name 5 people I know that there's nothing here at this house.
Yeah.
So we're looking at like our area. Yeah. Hey, how far back do you think that's held us as a community, as in society, of like us progressing as a city? You know, what kind of damage you think that you would think that people would be like, yes, more fucking treatment, not fuck another rehab here. Right. It's like, hey, do you want them in our housing and getting better and doing all these things, or do you want the Wild West? You can't even put a lawn chair on your fucking porch because it's getting stolen. You want me going? You want a motherfucker like me walking around all night going through every car in this town stealing change? Because I've done that. I could do it again. I could shit.
I think people are more worried. My fault to cut you off. I think people are more worried about all the houses getting bought in the neighborhoods.
And then turn into rehab.
I think that's. I think that's more.
Fucking abandoned houses that have been sitting for 3 months, and then a treatment center purchases or rents it, remodels it, makes the fucking property value go up.
Well, people are just worried about there being a
drug
treatment
addicts.
center.
Because I'll tell you,
you get that stigma of like these are all bad people, when really it's like fucking the same people that are complaining about that. It's like at some point, those same people have reached out to me like, Mom, my nephew or my son, or that, they want my help, but they also don't want me in their fucking neighborhood. It's like, hey man, and what do? I just still help them.
Yeah, well,
because I know they don't fully understand everything.
Yeah, and that's the thing too.
You look at a lot of these places, a lot of these houses that have been turned into treatment houses and housing for treatment centers. They're like, most of them, I know because I worked there for over 2.5 years. I watched the council center take fucking properties that weren't worth a fuck
and turn them into something,
and fucking completely remodel the home, bring the value up at that house and the fucking 2 houses next to it because there's not a condemned piece of shit sitting there, right? And fucking literally better that fucking area. And people be like, oh god damn those and nothing ever affect them ever. Never.
Well, I'm just saying.
When you're in like residential housing, you're not just out here running the fucking street. You can't leave, bro. You can't just take off and go run down the fucking street.
My point is, I'm just saying they better not put one down there on Short Fifth because I'll burn them out.
I'm actually looking at that. I'm looking at a house across from you.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm taking a look at one.
Are you really?
Nah, if I was,
I was about to say
what type of shit is that?
If it's a woman house, that's fine.
Yeah, here we go.
Hey, here's a little crack rock. Come over here and suck me.
Nah, brother. Now you're not Ricky.
No, I'm just talking shit, y'all.
Jesus,
Don't
Ricky's
hit me
about
up.
to catch some heat on this one.
No, so
they're about
he
to
needs
turn
it,
up
He's
on
earned
him.
it.
Yeah,
he's earned it.
I'm sorry. No, I'm just playing with y'all. For real, I hope y'all get better.
But yeah, that's just
if you do want to get better, hit up my boy Blaine.
Call me.
Give him the phone number.
Cardinal
614-285-5111. Call me.
Cardinal Drug Center.
Not drug center. Treatment center.
Cardinal
No
Treatment
drugs.
Center.
No drugs.
Cardinal Treatment
Ricky,
Center.
just shut up.
All right. I try to plug.
No, don't worry about it. I got the plugs. Don't worry about it.
I had a good question that you cut me off twice, actually.
Who, me?
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't remember what it was. But anyway. Huh?
Wasn't that good then?
He cut me off.
It's probably a good
you
question.
know me, I'm like, oh yeah, go ahead and speak.
I feel like I've asked way better questions, dude. I grew up with drug addict parents. You didn't.
Huh?
I grew up with drug addict parents. You didn't.
Yeah, but you
told
got,
the story my dad
you
was
got
a
some
drug
kind
addict.
of weird.
And my
Bro,
dad's-
your dad was on fucking Tylenol PMs, buddy.
Ricky's got this weird, like, distorted thinking of anything he
My dad's
thinks.
not here anymore.
He'll just say
so
crazy shit. Yeah.
His shit really fucked him up. You know what I mean?
You act like your dad. How'd your dad die?
Oh, here
From
we go.
drugs.
He OD'd on drugs?
I assumed.
You assume or he did?
That would be my assumption.
Are you laughing?
No,
right now?
I'm not laughing.
He's
I'm saying-
sitting there.
No, I'm
I'm
serious.
saying, like, I thought he
is a
died of
piece
something
shit.
else.
No, I'm serious.
He died of drugs?
Yeah, he was a drug addict. He got.
I thought you said he was an alcoholic.
He did. Well, he did.
Consequences of his action led to his death.
Initially, when I was like a baby, he was an alcoholic, and then he lost his legs, and then the pill mills, and then he got on drugs.
I don't know if you're lying, trying to get sympathy for the pot.
Have
people go, Greg, I feel bad for you.
This was in 2005. I'm over it. Like,
you know what? All the time I hope one of my parents passed away from it. That way people feel bad for me.
This dude right here.
Well, my thing was I've never been mad at my dad for being a drug addict.
Yeah, no, I'm not mad at my. The only reason why I'm mad at my parents is because you know the shit my parents did. I was never mad at my parents. Like, hey, Mom, you wanna smoke crack? And,
nobody wakes
and
up
fucking
and
blow
says,
it in my face.
Hey, I want to be a drug addict. No one just wakes up and does.
Yeah, bro. Some people do.
Nobody
listen,
wills that into their life.
I wouldn't think so.
I feel that. I feel they do. If you don't
You're
start,
dead wrong.
If you don't start doing drugs until you're in your 20s, and like you said, that you get peer pressure into it, that's you literally choosing to do it.
I made some bad decisions. The first use, yes. But after that, it's literally a diagnosable mental illness. Dude.
Oh, buddy, I'm fucking mentally ill, and I know
after the first use, right? You don't have control over that anymore. After you've triggered that in your brain, you don't have control of that.
But it's doing it though.
Illness. Yeah.
You mean you?
Well,
but I'm not. Look,
anyone can be put in a situation where recreational use of a drug is
but that's why I'm
available, and they'd be like, "Fuck, all right," and then do it.
Yeah, but I don't even go to the hospital. That's my point.
Well,
I don't put shit like that in my body.
You're speaking about this from your perspective.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not even saying nothing about it. But I'm not even saying nothing about it.
Like if
I'm saying I wasn't mad at my parents for being drug addicts. I don't care. I don't care that people are drug addicts. They don't bother me as long as it don't affect my life. If it affects my life, then yeah, I'm pissed off about it because don't bring your fucking shit on to me. If I don't do it, I don't want to.
What if a group of diabetics affects your life?
They don't.
Then they don't deserve insulin or nothing. Fuck them.
No, I'm not even saying that.
That's the same.
No, you see, look, you guys are trying to twist my shit like they're twisting my shit, ain't they?
No, I'm saying.
I'm not saying that. No, I don't give a fuck about nothing that drug addicts do. Nothing.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about none of that. My point is, as long as it don't affect my life. You know what I mean? Like, as long as they ain't coming, like, stealing my shit, fucking trying to stab me with needles.
Well, they're not going to do that if they're getting the services that I provide.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I want them to go get help.
But even still, like, how we refer to a group of people, it's like, drug addicts. Like, we're still just fucking people. It's no different than being like, hey, these people are
It's like you with the black thing.
Diabetics. It's like, you sound like an idiot. Don't do that.
That's like you with the black thing, though. You hate black people.
Who the fuck? Don't try to divert this, bro.
You told me you didn't want to sit by Greg.
You tried to coax me into saying something.
You said you didn't want to sit
Greg's
by Greg.
not even black. Dude, you're an idiot.
So you don't say he's racist,
That
dude.
is racist to say I'm not black.
Jesus Christ.
He's a happy.
Oh my God.
But no, I mean, for real though, like, nah.
Yeah.
I do put everybody in a box.
There's a big perspective that a lot of people have that, where they just look at like, and a lot of it is me as a part of that community, the drug addicted community, and I'm a recovering addict. I've created some of that myself because of all the shit I've done to people.
Yeah, you got us.
I got you.
Oh, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
The difference in a recovering
Here's
addict.
the reason why we hate them.
A difference in a recovering addict and a recovered addict. Is that
Well,
a thing?
So that's a weird area. It's like some people believe that they're just, hey, I'm a recovered drug addict. I don't ever have to treat my disease again. I don't, And from what I've seen, I'm not going to say anything factual, just what I've seen with my own eyes. Mm-hmm. That group, there's a handful of people. They're not always successful, right? I've watched that happen to quite a few people. I've watched a few people pass away from that thought process of like, I'm recovered. I understand that I have a chemical imbalance and a brain disorder that I can't process chemicals or even things that trigger certain stuff like feelings. I could use like Ricky's problem. I could use sex to just run my life, or fucking riding Harleys as fast as I fucking can. Right? I used to ride motorcycles crazy fast all the time, just stupid. And it's like, hey, you're gonna fucking get hurt. That releases endorphins and triggers feelings like it feels good, like adrenaline junkie type stuff, right? Yeah. So I'm using that the same way, but I believe that I got to treat what I have going on the rest of my life. I believe I've got to do things that keep me actively involved with a group of people that are in recovery, that are trying to live their lives better. I don't believe I can just walk away from everything that has anything to do with helping others and shit. and then just maintain for the rest of my life. I don't believe I can do that. Okay. Hey, maybe the next person can, but I don't announce myself as like, hey, I'm a recovered drug addict. I'm an addict in recovery, but I also do things currently, frequently that are involved in treating,
your
my
addiction.
disease. Yeah.
Because like in my perspective, because I don't know anything about this shit, I would say like you're a recovered drug addict. You haven't done drugs in 5 years. You haven't relapsed in 5 years.
Yeah,
okay.
And like if you look at that, that's a small period of time. Like
I know
5
it
years
is.
goes by quick.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I know it's small, maybe in like that community.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 5 years is 5 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
But in my mind, you'd be a recovered drug addict.
Yeah.
But you still do things now currently to keep you.
So if I just said, hey, fuck, I don't give a fuck about that shit. I didn't associate with anyone that was in recovery or trying to be in recovery or doing anything to have anything to do with it. Like if I just said, disease of addiction doesn't exist, and I'm just going on living this normal life, I don't do anything. Mm-hmm. Do I think I would be successful for long term? No, I don't think I would. Yeah. Because I think, old thoughts and habits and people, like I have friends that, man, I've been through some real life shit with that are still in active use. I can't go fucking up to Wayne Hills, kick it at the green box with them motherfuckers for an evening. Yeah. And bullshit. I can't do it. They have these sayings around. It's like in the rooms of AANA and recovery and stuff, it's like, if I hang around at a barbershop long enough, I'll get a haircut. It's a real thing. Yeah. I can't do that. I just can't. I've chosen these things for my life, and that's what I want my recovery to look like. And these are the things I stick to. They've worked for me for 5 years. They're going to continue to work.
So what do you do? Like, do you think that working your job is part of your recovery?
Being responsible, like some of what I consider, and what I was just talking about is like my decision-making skills. Like I've chose to think about things. I've formed a habit of thinking about things before I just go fucking do them, right? Mm-hmm. Like I said, I don't put myself around, high-risk situations that often. Mm-hmm. If there's an event like, hey, we're sitting here right now, that's a fucking beer. I'm not going to want to drink a fucking beer because you're drinking one. But am I going to come kick it with you every single day and we're drinking beer?
You hang around
at some point, I might say, hey, Greg, let me
fucking crack one of those.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you
can't barbershop long enough?
No, I can, but I don't just dive into that and stay there like that.
Have you drunk a beer?
No.
How long has it been since you drunk?
5 years, over 5 years.
You ain't done nothing in 5 years. High off life.
Off life, man.
I'm proud of you, buddy.
And
nothing, Skull. Nicotine's it. So I didn't get when I was first coming into this, like the medically assisted treatment stuff with like Suboxone, Sublocade, or Vivitrol shots, all those things. They weren't as acceptable as they are now, and they weren't utilized the way they are now. So I didn't even get into that shit. I just kind of, dude, my life was fucked up.
Now, do you feel like people? Do you consider people clean that are on that type of shit?
Oh yeah, if you're utilizing like Suboxone for X amount of time to fucking figure out what you're doing.
What about them motherfuckers that don't ever get off of them, just keep on doing them?
That's on them. I'm not gonna make a judgment call on that. Or if they're not fucking shooting dope in their fucking neck, I support it. Yeah. Like if that's the path that they have to have. If your treatment has to be medically assisted, I support that. Mm-hmm. Period. I'm not going to say, hey, don't fucking do that. Do I think, my personal opinion, do I think there should be a cutoff point in a point where you have to make a decision like to live your life without chemicals at all, even medically assisted stuff? Yeah, but is that a real thing, or is it just my opinion? It's my opinion.
Yeah, it's not your decision to
it's
really
not
make for someone else.
A medical professional says, hey, this is effective. I don't care if it's 5 years into it, then I go with what they say. Whatever's recommended by a physician.
But those are also the ones that was doing the pill mills, though.
No, it's not the same doctors, no. Now, there are rogue fucking, like, clinics for just, you go there, there's no... So, medically assisted treatment, right? Mm-hmm. There's fucking no medication without the treatment. You're not just coming here getting fucking Suboxone and you don't have any counseling, case management individuals. You're not doing any mental health services. Yeah. There's no groups going on here. There's no treatment. There's just medication. I don't support that.
See, look, let's check this. Because while I was saying that, is because I don't even know if I'm allowed saying this, but you know, back in the day,
You could do it. Yeah, I already know where you're going.
yeah, go there and
Yeah.
get them and shit, and come home. You know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom.
Same thing with like your methadone clinics and
Yeah.
stuff. If there are treatment services going on at that facility, right, and the person is engaged in treatment services, things I just talked about, groups, you know, individuals, a game plan for fucking bettering your life and coming off the shit and doing whatever. Yeah, I support that 100%, and it's effective.
Let's talk about your recovery.
Yeah.
So what happened? What happened?
He said he was tired of being a piece of shit.
Right, but then you went into a treatment center.
I went into a treatment center, and what I did is like I just fucking sit still for a while, and in a way, what they say there's no geographical like cure, but I think getting away and being up there just in the country
You were
helped me a lot. I was in Piketon, actually almost Longstreet Street, like right down the street from Longstreet Street. So I think for me, the best treatment for the shit for me was education, right? I just tried to learn every fucking thing I could about addiction and how it affects the brain and the person's life. And, you know, I just tried to, knowledge was the best thing for me. I just tried to learn every fucking thing like a sponge, just soaking up everything I could. The best weapon for stuff like that is education. If you don't know, you know, anything about it, and how the fuck can you do anything about it?
So you go in there and you're like detoxing, I assume.
I detoxed in jail. I went there from jail. I was in jail for like 60 days before I went up there. So I get up there, and I just went and did actually Big Tony was my fucking counselor at first.
That was out there.
Yeah, that was my counselor at first. I fucking I went in there. I just listened to people, man, and I tried to learn from other people's experience. I knew I just needed to sit down and sit still.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm 32. You can close your eyes and open them again in drug addiction, and you're 40.
Yeah.
Right. It's like your life goes by. So if I watched people around me like move forward and me just still be where I was at, and I was so envious and fucking salty at that. It's like, I know I'm capable of a lot of shit. And then just to watch it not happen because I wasn't fucking putting in the effort to get out of the fucking hole I was in. Yeah. It was just ridiculous. It was like, I was okay at one point, like, fuck, I'm going to be this fucking dude forever, dude. And then I don't care if I fucking wake up tomorrow. Fuck it. Right. Yeah. But I would get a little bit of time away from the shit and get my head kind of clear. And it's like, fuck, man. I learned to just not look up there and say, oh, God damn, how am I going to get up there? I learned that it's okay to get here. And then I'll fucking get up here. Yeah. And then I'll start getting, you know. So for me, it was just like getting away, listening, learning shit, and applying stuff that I learned in my life. Is like, I know if I get up, I go to fucking work every day, I'm going to get a fucking paycheck at the end of the week, right? Yeah. Same thing with your recovery stuff. If you get up and you do stuff every day to keep yourself from fucking using drugs, the better in your life. You don't treat people like shit. You don't fucking be dishonest, fucking rip people off like I did you guys. You don't fucking do that stupid ass shit, man. At the end of the fucking week, there's a payday there. It's a payday there. It's a fucking life of drugs and alcohol fucking abuse. And you can have stuff. You can have a vehicle. You can fucking, if you want to ride Harleys, you can ride Harleys. I've learned this. You can do any fucking thing that you want to do, right? And me and a couple of my coworkers, we've moved to like, we just do whatever the fuck we want for like cool shit. I was telling Ricky, we'll be going in the hallway. Hey, I'll grab that fucking sign, just rip it off the wall, grab a motherfucker out of the hallway. Hey, come here. You're the employee of the fucking month. We just make our own shit. Like,
yeah, just having fun.
Yeah, dude.
But like responsible good fun.
I literally said yesterday I said, hey, it's my fucking birthday. Posted on Facebook. It's not even my fucking birthday. Yeah. Hey, people were sending me money, all types of crazy shit. Happy birthday. Like family member, my nephew was like, happy birthday, Uncle Bud. I'm like, brother, you don't even know what my fucking birthday is.
But
so you can just do whatever the fuck you want.
You're not doing as bad as you used to do. So people were like, let me give you a pass.
Yeah, so I just like to have fun, man. And
so how long were you in recovery before you got clean?
Treatment.
Or treatment before you got clean?
About 8 months. I was clean there because I wasn't able to use any drugs. But how long would I consider myself in what I would call discovery, where it's discovering what my path of recovery is going to be? I was in treatment services for 8 months. And I got into some fucking... we had this counselor I didn't get along with. I got into like a fucking weird shit with him. I was in like transitional living where you can go to work and all this shit from there. And this dude was like, I done some shit. They didn't like, oh, I left a group early or something. I said, hey, fuck it, I'm going to bed. I was sick. And this dude was like, yeah, I'm taking my pass for the weekend, trying to like take my phone privileges and shit. And I was like, man, I've been here for I called probation. They was like, you've done what we asked you to do.
Yeah.
Right. So and this was a bad decision making thing. I fucking flipped out on that counselor and shit. And I was like, I was bad enough. I threatened them and shit, where they fucking tricked me into going outside to smoke a cigarette, and then they locked me out. I was like, damn. So, but I left. I mean, what they consider against staff advice. But on my way down, so I had a sponsor.
But you had already fulfilled your issues with the court.
My obligation. Yeah, I had a sponsor, and I was working steps in AA with him, and I called him on the way down there, like, hey, I'm leaving this fucking place. Everyone was against, like, hey, don't just leave. And I left. I've stayed clean this whole time. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to fucking use drugs.
Yeah.
And I knew I had to do these things, and I just felt like I wasn't working in any kind of treatment yet. I was, like I said, I was 8 months clean in transitional living, but it just, a lot of stuff fell into play for me because people seen me trying to do work. So many people from the outside, like, put work in with me.
Yeah.
To make sure and beside me, help hold me accountable for stuff. And I've just learned to fucking just man up. When I do shit that's fucking, I would have to hide, like, then I just don't, that type of shit I cut out of my life. So if I have to do something that I got to hide this, I don't do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen today. Like, if I don't do anything I have to hide, I don't fucking lie to people. If I tell you, hey, Greg, I'm going to come up and fucking, I'm going to buy this for X amount of money, that I come up, I fucking do it.
Yeah.
Right? If I say, hey, meet me at the
hold
store,
yourself
I'm going to
accountable.
buy this fucking pound. Then I'm like, I just fucking go do it. I don't know. I can't really explain everything. It's just, you got to make some changes and your life will get better. If you just wake up every day, don't fucking do drugs, and don't be a fucking dickhead, your life has no choice but to start getting better by proxy. It's simple.
Yeah.
Wake up, don't be a fucking asshole, don't try to fucking hurt people. Help the next man.
Did you have any family or friends that don't fuck with you anymore because of shit you did in the past? Like, how's your relationship with your family?
Not really. I had so many people that, like, kind of cut me off when I was out there fucked up. But people know, like, when I'm me and I'm doing what I do now, it's like I'm a whole different.
Yeah.
They see that. They know. Like, some people just didn't want to hear, like, hey, man, I'm sorry. They just wanted to see me like a year or 2 years better, and then they're like, okay,
that feels better than the apology.
Yep. Yeah. So it's just get up, get off your ass, do something about your situation. Period. And some people don't want to hear that. Some people want the sympathy train. I don't give you that, man. You want to lay around and fucking just do dope all day and until you fucking end up in prison or dead. Do that. But if you want to change, fucking give me a call. Get up. Let's go. I'll show you how to do it.
I love that.
I loved having you on, bro.
Man, I appreciate it.
Well, you got to get the fuck up out of here. I ain't saying you got to go home. You know what I mean?
I
gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Blaine gave me $20 when I got here.
Yeah.
That's his. He's starting to pay off his debt.
And he bought a shirt. He bought shirts. I mean, he supports us. Blaine's my boy.
Yeah, I fuck with Blaine.
Yeah.
I fuck with you.
Even though he got us and shit.
It's old news.
Yeah, I was young. What was I, about 16?
You probably was like 16.
That's crazy.
Trying to be a rapper.
I'm always trying to do something, huh?
Yeah.
Always trying to better my life.
I like that. I like that in you, man.
I'm always in. Bro,
So we come from a town where we come
No
from
one
an
has-
area
yeah.
where there's not a whole lot, like fucking, who said that in a interview one time? Shia LaBeouf. He's like, there's not a lot of fucking cheerleading going on.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people wanting you to fucking do well.
Succeed, yeah.
You know, that's where we come. We come from that same
I feel like
grind, man.
And I think that's a big thing with me. I want to be something so bad. I just want to be better than everybody. Not necessarily better than everybody, but you know what I'm saying? I just want to be that guy. Like, I think I chase that's my high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is chasing that, oh, you're Ricky Gillum. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're that guy that's doing this. That's what I chase. So, I mean, I guess I'm kind of an addict too. You know what I mean?
I was about to agree with you until you said it that way. I think that me and you we're just different, weird people, and we both have always done things that are outside of the norm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That people just can't accept.
Well, you
it.
have this vibe from like a large percentage of I notice people around here. It's just like they don't want to fucking coexist with you. They just want to fucking stand back and do nothing and hate on you. It's a dumbest shit.
Well,
I see that shit. I'm like, God, bro.
I think that there's a lot of people like me and Ricky that just don't ever do it.
Yeah.
You know
They
what I
think
mean?
it, but they don't try to do it. See,
Yeah.
that's my thing. As soon as I'm real, what's the word called? Impulsive.
Yeah,
As soon as I think of something, like as soon as that thought hits my head, boom, I do it. Like I remember back in 2017 to 2018, I thought about doing a podcast. Went and bought all the shit for it. I was gonna do an MMA podcast, but then I was all, I don't even know what happened.
I'm coming back too when y'all get rich. I'm coming back. Second chance
We
security.
need you to get rich and
Yeah.
pay us off.
Yeah, flat out. we want that 300, bro. And we're not even going to settle for the 2. We want the 3. 350 actually. Fuck it. It's supposed to been 10 years.
Now they do that when it's like collections. They're like, yo, it's 500. We'll take 125 just to fucking.
Just
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
might get there.
Yeah, when you
Let us get a little
squash
broke.
something, yeah.
Let's start really fucking money
Dude,
up.
I get it, man.
We're almost to the point now, bro, to where we're about to start getting paid off YouTube. If we can stop
crossed.
this, if we can stop the smoking, cussing, the gay bashing, the black bashing, the white bashing.
That's all shit that he does.
Yeah.
Jesus
And I don't know
Christ.
why I'm like that for real. I don't know what's in me that just, I think, bro, I just got a lot of hate built up inside this little body. You know what I mean?
So, Blaine,
Yes.
what's your life like now? I mean, I know like you know,
Dude,
you work, but I mean, I'm
I'm-
saying like you are
I'm
you
a
married?
father,
Are
man.
you-
No, I'm a father, man. I take care of my son. I have a 13-year-old son.
And he's black.
I'm a good. He is mixed. I try to be just a good dude, man. I'm a good family member. I help take care of my elderly mother. Like I said, I work. I try to help as many people as I can with the addiction and just be a decent member of the community, man. Really, I'm just an average guy. I've willed myself into becoming a normal person again.
Well, I think what you just explained is what most people want to be. Like,
Yeah.
like that's what most people want. They just want a life
Normal
where they
life,
can be
yeah.
happy and you know, like you said, hang out with your mom and taking care of your child. And,
Yeah, because
and shit
when
like
you're
that.
when you're in addiction, you don't have any of that because you don't want to spend time with anybody that ain't trying to help you get high.
Yeah, you just chase that high.
You're not. So
Yeah, I've been around this shit my whole life. I think that's probably why I'm so hard on the people that do drugs. It's not even, you feel me? It's not. I don't look at drug addicts and like, oh man, I hate you. I think I'm just.
a lot of people don't know how
You're
to
just
take
tainted
you
by
because
it
you-
because it affected your life
Well,
so
Ricky
much.
would just say like whatever he thinks, and sometimes he would say stupid ass shit, and it's
Yeah.
like, dude, Ricky, you motherfucker. So people don't know how to take him, and actually, sometimes people need that. Sometimes
the
people
realness.
really need to be like, hey man, what the? You're a fucking idiot. Quit fucking doing that. Like, I needed that. I needed people to be like, you want to be a fucking. You've had that same shirt on for like a week and a half, right? I need people to be like, what the fuck are you like?
I think it's real either way though. Just because I'm compassionate toward humans.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not mad at my dad. My stepdad was an alcoholic, an abusive alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at him. He passed away a few years ago. Like I just let go of that shit because I'm able to. I understand.
Yeah.
That,
See,
like,
I don't think I ever held no resentment towards. I mean, my parents were drug addicts that fucking beat me, but my parents didn't whoop my ass neither. You know what I mean? I didn't get an ass whooping. You know what I mean? Dad stabbed me.
You got
Yeah.
hit with a fucking toolbox.
Yeah, dad would hit me with shit. He stabbed me. Him and my mom just jumped me multiple times for real. And like, I don't ever hold none of that against them. Like, oh, you guys was so fucking high. You guys would try to kill me. Like, if I would have girls in my room, they would kick open my door, bro. I used to have girls like run off my roof and shit. And like, you know what I mean? I don't hold none of that against them and shit. Like I said, I don't think my life was that bad. Like, I don't look at my life and be like, oh, I had a horrible life. I'm not one of those people like, oh, fucking feel bad for me because I had a bad life.
We did come up in some like weird fucked up times, but dude, we had fun. If you were like part of that group, like just it could be like I didn't see Ricky all the time every day. I didn't see a lot of people every day, but it was just like we were all like in this place of like, hey, goddamn, we're jammed in Wayne Hills. We're all broke. Everyone's fucked up. If you like come in here fucking with us, there's no win here really for you, man. It's like I've seen a bunch of situations where it's like people fucking stick together, and have fun, and like a fucked up situation or not, we had a lot of fun, all of us.
Yeah,
did,
oh yeah,
always.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'll always have love for like all the old old OGs of Wayne Hills. You know what I mean? Because like I was that little ass kid. You got to think I'm 20, about to be 27 now. So, but I was that little kid up in Wayne Hills that was kicking it with all the older cats. And I mean, bro, like Magoo, shout out Magoo, he's doing good.
Yeah,
like
that's my
motherfuckers
guy.
like motherfuckers like that. You feel me? Growing up, just being around all them older people and shit. But also, that's what I'm saying. Like people even my age or younger than me, a lot of them grew up around that shit too. And that's what I'm saying. Like you see them type of motherfuckers growing up, even though they're not bad people. You feel me? Like you wasn't never a bad person, but I was never like, oh, I want to be like Blaine when I get older.
Yeah, I didn't give you no reason.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like them motherfuckers, bro. Like that's why I think that's why I don't understand why people do this shit. Or you'll meet the motherfuckers that come from them really good households and they're out then just all of a sudden out there on the streets.
Yeah.
Like you got every opportunity in the world and you want to throw that away for what reason?
I think it's a mentality. I think it's a perception on life. Like those people don't
Yeah,
really understand what they got.
Yeah, I think I think it has to do with a lot of people are weak minded, to be honest.
You have to be strong minded and come up out of this shit.
Yeah.
And the thing of it is like, hey, there is a way out. How much work you want to do?
Yeah, like
How
I've
much
been.
fucking work you want
I
to
mean,
do?
it's your life. It's worth it. I would say, like, if you offered me, if I offered you $5 million right now, but you don't get to wake up tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I wouldn't take it. Yeah,
I saw it. You saw it too. So it's like, you would you would be like, no, I don't want that $5 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same thing with drugs.
How,
Well,
bad,
and-
how
yeah.
bad is my family's life?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Because I might take it.
Take it. Yeah,
How bad are the people I care about doing?
No, that's true. How bad is people doing? But if nobody's doing that bad, like
No,
you was
we're
talking
not.
about, like the people that come from like decent.
The thing is, if you want to fucking do it, how much work you want to do? You can make that. You can just make the fucking money yourself.
and I just think that like
Period. I mean,
motherfuckers just got to realize that. I mean, there's so much more to life, and that's what I am trying to do. Like I realize because I travel a lot, and I've realized how much there is, how many better places there are than fucking Ohio.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I do strive so hard to become something because I
dude,
want to.
the first time I went on vacation, I was like, "Is this real?" Like, this
Yeah, bro.
never
First time I
happened
went to the
me,
beach
dude.
was back in 2017 or 18, and after that I was just like, oh my god, that was like my first vacation other than fucking West Virginia or for boxing or down in Kentucky somewhere. I mean, we used to go to Florida whenever I was a kid down in Tampa. You mean we lived down there for a little while and shit, but that I was a little kid. I don't remember none of that
Yeah.
shit. So, but once I started actually going out and experiencing things, I was like, bro, why do I want to sit in Wayne Hills? I was in Wayne Hills at the time. Why do I want to sit in Wayne Hills and be a nobody? You mean like why do I want to sit here and
Yeah.
you mean you're out there with all these alcoholics every day, all these drug addicts every day. You got to worry about you can't have no type of 4-wheelers, dirt
Yeah.
bikes because you got to worry about motherfuckers stealing that shit. You got to worry you can't let your kids outside
You know
to
what's
play.
fucked up is like if let's just say like not you do it all the time. You say it, but you're just a goofball. Motherfuckers that say like these drug addicts, alcohol. You know how Appalachia, let's say West Virginia, Kentucky, Southern Ohio, right? The entire rest of the country is looking at our whole fucking area, just like motherfuckers are looking at. I don't want those drug addicts in my community, in my fucking on my street. The whole rest of the fucking U.S.
It's
is
like that,
looking
yeah.
at us like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, me, you. We all have to do something to fucking try to get this shit out of the way.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
that's what I'm saying.
And we're trying our best. We're doing what we can. But when we have the community like fighting against it and not fucking just chipping in, helping us figure out the problem and fix it, it's way worse. It's way harder.
Well, yeah.
It's just like, man, come on, don't fight against us.
But I agree with your point. Like a lot of I've been out of Ohio a handful of times, and it's like, man, there's shit going on out there.
Yeah.
Which don't get me wrong. Every place has their problems. Every place in the world has their problems. But I think people get so stuck. I think the reason why a lot of people down here resort to drugs is because there's nothing to do. And that's why with the show, with the Montana 300 show, that's why I was like, man, this could be something big down here just because there's nothing here.
Yeah.
Like that's a super big name coming here to do a show for us, for our people. You know what I mean? And I mean, that's just a little give back that we're trying to do for Portsmouth. And shout out Nunley. But
Shout out.
that's like, you know what I mean? Like that's just like something little we're trying to give back to the community just because there is nothing. You know what I mean? There is nothing here. People don't have nothing to look forward to.
Yeah.
Right now you got
No cool shit to go do.
We're charging $30 to get in to see this famous rapper that has hit songs. You know what I'm saying? $30 to get in, and you can pay $50. He just hit me up and just sent me a message. $50 to meet him and shit. Like that's cool shit that you can do. You understand what I'm saying? Like he's doing a meet and greet there for $50. That's cool shit for a little bit of money. don't spend your money on drugs. Go there. You understand what I'm saying? Like real shit.
Yeah.
Like we're just trying to. That's a little bit of hope, and depending on how this goes, hopefully we can just keep doing bigger and bigger and bigger names, and
You will.
hopefully one day just do something cool and positive. But that's what I'm saying. Like I think that's our biggest problem down here in Portsmouth. Why we have so many drug addicts, because there's just nothing here. There's no one here, and like you said, everybody fights against each other, and then everybody is against like all the people on drugs, which I understand to a certain extent, because like you know what I mean. One of the motherfuckers stole my daughter's bike twice.
Yeah, they did.
Twice.
They're lucky God
But
didn't come out with that lightsaber. I
That
seen him
reminds
out
me
front.
of Blaine.
That's on Bob Webb.
I'm sure you remember,
Yeah.
like back when Portsmouth, like remember like Marding
in the Dreamland days, in the early days, like when this was big shit. Yeah.
I don't know.
Bro, you know you didn't know
was a kid.
Dreamland was where Aldi's is? They tried to tell me it wasn't.
I didn't know it was,
Hold up,
but
I told you I didn't know where.
You
it
remember,
was,
like-
I remember it.
Where Iron
with
Body is.
Chillicothe Street and shit like that, like back in the
Yeah.
80s. You know what I mean? I was born in
The
'87, so I
strip
don't
was,
remember a bunch.
was live like that all
But-
the way up when I was at it.
Well, I remember the strip, like everybody get out there and cruise or whatever. But it was like there was shit booming in here.
We had skate land, all that shit.
Yeah, we had shit.
City
You know what I mean?
limits.
Like this is Portsmouth is the Portsmouth. It's the like we used to
mouth,
have like
port.
this was the place. It was the port, and we had like I don't know what happened.
We had like mills and the shoelace
Yeah.
factory and all that shit. Yeah. It's like
Everybody just left
Really
because it was
mismanaged.
like
We
Because
had
from
we
something
had one of the
that
first
wasn't us.
our football team, the Spartans, was the first
NFL.
them and the Chicago Bears
Yeah.
were the first fucking people to ever play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We used to have cool shit. I mean, we just have nothing now.
yeah.
Portsmouth Spartans.
well, and none of that's
Now
gonna
the
change if we
Detroit
don't.
Lions.
We have to change
it.
it.
You're
Yeah.
right. It
We
is
have
up
to
to
change
all
it.
of us.
I think
All
it's
of
going
us.
to take the community, and then like the bigger names around here, like the what do they call it, the Friends of Portsmouth and all them. They're all going to have to chip in and start helping to do some shit around here. If y'all want the fucking crime rate and all the drug use getting down, start putting shit here that helps out the community.
My only argument is, I talked to a guy that was, I think he was a commissioner or something in Portsmouth, and they're trying to make all these little, like, tiny laws. I just don't agree with it because of who I am. Like, I'm real libertarian. I'm real, like, give me the most amount of freedom I can have. Like, if I'm going to park my fucking car in my lawn so I can change my starter, don't have a cop come up and be like, you can't do this. You know what I mean? Just little shit like that that I know. You probably know about what I'm talking
I know what
about.
you're talking about.
Okay.
With
Well,
the zoning and all that shit too.
Yeah,
What are y'all talking
zoning.
about?
So, like, well, I have a friend, and love you, bro. But, you know what I mean? Like, they're pushing for Portsmouth to get more like, say, Cincinnati or Columbus as far as, like, zoning and, like, where you can
It's
park your
basically
car. Like,
petty shit. Like
it's little dumb shit.
City orchestrated.
Yeah.
I know what you're
And a
talking
lot of
about.
it is just, you know what I'm talking about. Little fine shit.
It's
and
going to
shit like
prevent.
that.
It's going to affect somewhat what I do.
Yeah.
It already has with the zoning stuff. Some of what we do and,
Well,
and
yeah.
how we're going to.
Like you,
But
like,
it is what it is. They're going to make their call.
Mm.
We got to live with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Unless, hey, go vote for shit, man.
Yeah.
You guys vote these motherfuckers in here. The people that don't even vote will be bitching about something like, dude.
You didn't go vote.
Yeah,
What the
yeah.
fuck you bitching about?
Your representative didn't have a fucking dog in the fight.
Yeah.
What time is it?
Hour 47, bro.
So that sounds like a good podcast.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's a
people-
long one though. That's the longest one we ever did.
I love
I
it.
told Rick, I said, we're
He said, "Bro, we need to do like a 45-minute one because you've been past it.
I said, yeah, we're 30, 45 minutes. or
Oh,
something.
when I got here, I knew.
This will be a long one.
But yeah, I knew.
I feel like
but
this is a
was
good
like-
one though. Yeah,
I feel like
Yeah.
this is probably the best.
y'all
like,
trying to.
Real
We
shit.
should cut it off though, right?
Cut it down.
Yeah, just because I mean that's going to be a lot.
I said
of
I
play.
was gone at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, you did because it's
Oh, is it?
It's 9:30.
Is
It's
it?
7.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say-
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out my boy Blaine Parker,
Yes, sir.
Blaine Jessica Parker coming in studio,
Idiot.
talking
I appreciate you.
Cardinal fucking treatment center. Plug the number one more time.
614-285-5111.
Don't want
That's
help.
admissions hotline. Call
Don't
it.
want help. Go
Get
get
help.
help. That was a good one by me.
Yeah, I like
I
that.
just plugged you.
Yeah, I
Anyways, though,
appreciate
shout out Blaine, shout out Cardinal fucking Treatment Center, shout out all the people trying to get clean. Get clean because I don't want to have to shoot you. I'm taking y'all out like the zombie apocalypse here soon.
Don't
boy.
worry about Ricky. Give me a call. I got you.
All right, love y'all.
All right. BTTV.
But yeah,